wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
What's up, Hellraisers? Welcome back to yet again another review. Welcome to my first ever Twilight Zone review. As you can see here, Twilight Zone. So today I wanted to come on here and review a Twilight Zone episode because the Twilight Zone is very special for a lot of reasons. If you have never watched the Twilight Zone, it's been out for over 50 years at this point, over 50 years. And I'll be completely honest with you. Some of these episodes are very good. Some of these episodes are weird. Some of these episodes are futuristic. Some of these episodes are relatable, and so on and so forth. So without any further ado, all week long, this entire week, you're going to be getting nothing but Twilight Zone reviews from me. That's right. Twilight Zone is very, very special to me. I grew up watching them with my mom, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. These episodes is ahead of its time. I've always talked about how I wanted to do a Twilight Zone review, and boy do I got a good one to review. So the first ever Twilight Zone episode tells a story about a man that's being tested in this little simulator, and they want to see if humans can survive by themselves on Earth, by themselves with no one else around. This episode deals with a lot of crazy things, and it goes in a lot of crazy directions. However, if you've never seen this episode, I highly recommend you to check it out before watching this review, because I gotta talk major spoilers about this particular episode because it is so unique and so different all at the same time. So with all that being said, let's dive into this review. So this episode stars HELLRAISERS, this guy right here, who's also a legend when it comes down to filmmaking in general. I will be completely honest with you. He did a fantastic job being the only person on Earth, and the amount of stuff that he had to go through is absolutely crazy. So through this entire episode, we following his journey as he is trying to find out who the hell is he and what's his purpose and where the hell is everybody. This whole episode is so weird and so creepy at the same time, knowing the fact that he's the only person on this entire planet without any explanation on where anybody went. And what makes this episode so fascinating for me is the fact that we following him throughout the entire episode, and not a single person was spotted. Well, there was one person, but it turned out to be a fucking mannequin who was sitting in a fucking vehicle. But this episode is so interesting because he has to act as well as act as if like he's the only person there, even though there's a cameraman following him around. I will be completely honest with you. Following him throughout the entire episode is definitely interesting to me because you don't quite know where the hell this episode is gonna go until it gets to the ending, which we look for. But I will be completely honest. This episode is exactly what you need to do in the first ever episode in the new TV series. And this episode is exactly what they wanted. They needed something to hook the audience, and they nailed just that. This episode also tests you as the audience. What would you do in a situation like this? Knowing the fact that you're the only person on Earth and there's no one else here but you. How would you react? So throughout this entire runtime of the episode, we are following Mike, who's basically an Air Force. And so he goes to the ice cream shop, makes himself some ice cream, no one's there. He goes to the jail cell, and the jail cell starts to close, but he was able to get out in time. He goes to a payphone, and the payphone basically says the number you dialed is incorrect. Yeah, I'm surprised I heard that. But anyway, a lot of stuff in this episode is very real. There's another time where he finally figured out who he was. He said, I'm Air Force, running around the entire town, and literally no one's there to interact with him, but he finally found out who the hell he was. He's the Air Force. He's Air Force. So we finally get to the end of the episode, and it all comes to play when we finally found out that he was put into a simulator, because the Air Force wanted to see if man can survive on the moon by himself, and they put him into this little simulator game, and he went crazy at the end of it. And then come to find out alongside that, he actually do want to be the first person to go to the moon. This episode is so interesting for a lot of reasons. It's the only episode that I would say in a TV series that had the first ever episode to be so interesting to hook you. Some new TV shows, the first episode, it might take a minute to hook you because the good shit will probably be at the end. But this episode is actually fucking incredible and so fun to watch the moment that it comes on. If you haven't seen any of the Twilight Zone episodes, I highly recommend you to check them out, even though I just spoiled it, but you've been warned. So this is going to be my first ever Twilight Zone episode review. I think I'm going to do it like this because I want to try something different and I'm sitting in my game chair. But anyway, like I said before I said again, this first ever Twilight Zone episode is so interesting for me. I loved it. So my rating for Where Is Everybody Season 1, Episode 1 will have to be a straight up 10 out of 10. I love this episode despite the fact it's only one person in the entire show until we get to the fucking end of the episode. So yeah, I will have to give the rating for this a 10 out of 10. Look at your damn good episode. So Hellraiser, this has been your review for the first ever episode of the Twilight Zone. I hope you enjoyed this one. So make sure you stay through the whole entire week because we're going to be reviewing a lot of Twilight Zone episodes and I hope to catch you there. Don't forget, stay creepy, stay spooky, and I'll catch you Hellraiser in the next video. Oh, one more thing. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that fucking bell notification so that when I drop another lit video for the channel, you'll be the first one to get it. Peace.